Well welcome back to episode 25 of Greatest's Let's Play Modded Minecraft series. As you can see, we're in the Nether, and you can also see how all this lava is flowing down. That's because we've emptied all of it just using our pump to make power. So we definitely want to switch away from this because this is now the third or fourth time I've had to move the lava pump. It's really quite annoying, and there's things like funnel hives, but I did find Firestone ore. Finally. Now, of course, I already set up the steam engine, but there's a problem with it, so I'm going to take the Firestone ore. Now, this should start... Oh, actually, that's pretty good. It's been taken off into my miner's backpack, but let me just take it out of the miner's backpack for a second, so you can see what happens. There we go. See? Immediately, fire starts. All over the place. I get fire bats out of nowhere. Nothing to do with the ore, promise. I think. Yes. So, let's just head back to the base and I'll show you the problem with steam engine, steam boiler, I should say. There we go. As you can see, I've just moved the pump, so this is beginning to start up again. What we want is on the bottom floor, though. XP is building up, that's quite nice. Got quite a bit of steel, that's also quite nice. I filled 3 of these, which is great. But the boiler is now stuck on about 300 and let's get 34 degrees. It varies a little bit, but basically this is happening because it can't keep up. It's nearly there because it hasn't dropped to 0, but at the same time it's definitely not keeping up, you see. So even though we got this tree farm, and granted it's not a large tree farm, but it has the lamps of growth next to it. So these are growing quite well. I'm actually just gonna, I don't need those. I'm just gonna put a trash can together. Let's just get rid of the need to keep doing these barrel things. Item duct, we just want 2, maybe even 1 will do. Servo. And this is useful for trashing almost anything that you're creating infinitely. If there's multiple products of a process and you want to get rid of everything but one, this is the way you would do it. So at least this is the cheap way of doing it. Trash can. Of course, there's no chest. So that will do. So yeah, we don't want to gum up the system if it has too many apples or too many saplings. So what are we going to do? I'm just going to put it here for now. So yeah, you'll do. And what we're going to do with this is server in place. We're going to make it the last destination, which is you do that. And then we're going to whitelist things. One of those, one of those. Oops, same thing. Yeah, those. And do I even want leaves? Yeah, it's going to be the last destination. So hopefully that should not do anything too unusual. There we go. And now any of those that we don't really need should come here last, and we should never have to bother about anything but wood. And wood, we've got plenty of barrels, and yeah, the steam boiler is burning them at a rate of knots. Should just ensure everything will just continue to work. Yeah, that's not flowing away from there. All good. Let's go and take a quick look at the magic bean output. Yeah, lots. That's nice. So everything that's in here means there's already a full stack in the chest down there that burns. So as you can see, most of the things now filled up. Left us a few days just in case I need to do anything in these episodes. But yeah, so instrumentum we've got plenty of, so we can fill that one up as well. Let's refill jar, fill, and hopefully we've run out of fuel. I wonder. Possible. No. Okay. Not sure why that wouldn't have worked, but yeah, it should be now. Terminate and restart. Okay, so it's now finished its catalogue, and I'm just going to tell it to fill. Hopefully it should work this time. Instrumentum, refill, fill. And there it goes. Cool. So what are we going to do this episode? Well, we need to, first of all, upgrade our power. We need to sort out the steam power thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in the episode. All we need to do is extend the tree farm, so there's not much exciting stuff there for you to look at. But I do kind of want to start using this, so we want to upgrade upstairs these cells, and I should probably show you to use this firestone. That will be a good idea. But I'm going to need an area and some materials, so yeah, rock crusher. That's about the only way to do it. Never mind, I'll come back to that one. Alright, tell you what, let's see if we can use this. See, what we've got now is a nice system for doing things. We've got an ore processing center. That's full back up on lava now. Yeah, I could replace this. I'm not going to just yet. So that'll process ores for us. Fine. We can dump stuff in here to get it to process, but we don't really have any automatic way of doing so. I've got a feeling I'm going to need more blaze rods, and let's just check. How many blaze rods? I've got 11. Okay. Might be enough. What we want first is an import bus, and I want to get something better than a basic. Precision. Let's teach the system how to create a precision. Okay, that's crafting away. And what I really kind of want to do is, well, one, get rid of all this. We don't really need it with the steam engine anymore. That's one goal. But also, I want more materials, really. I'm constantly running out of gold. Iron isn't too bad, but again, it's all manually mined. We need a quarry. Fine. Build quarries I've done before. They're okay, but they kind of wreck the world that they're in. I haven't started a Mistcraft yet, so I don't have a Digger Age. I don't have a Portal to the Deep Dark, and if you don't know what that is, that's a scary, scary place. So I kind of want something that will... Yeah, I want something that will not wreck the world. So that gives us a new requirement, a new quarry type. Ender Quarry. Now I've taught the recipe just by, going through this and shift clicking on the various materials. So got various different things it needs. Obsidian, ender cores, computational matrices, and ender pearls, obsidian, and all kinds of stuff in the teach it to your system. There are some things your system can't make, however, and that's the magical wood. Just gonna need gold, of course. Alright, okay. So, first thing we should start with is just some books. And I want quite a few of them. See how many it gets through. Precision import bus is done, or should be. Why aren't you appearing? Oh, are you another job? No. That's strange. I haven't broken everything. Anyway, I'll come back to that in a second. Alright, so we've got lots of books. And we're going to need those to make the magical wood. Doesn't matter what you enchant them with. This is one of the reasons why we have this table. Doesn't matter what you enchant them with. But you don't want to really be using up level 30 enchantments. So we're just going to drop them in. Power 1, efficiency 1, soulbound power 5. Okay. So for that, do we actually have any gold? Probably don't, and it's probably my own fault. Oh, I do have gold. My god. Fine. And it's not going to insert any of you, is it? Yeah. This is going to be an annoying recipe. I think I'm going to need at least 8 of this stuff, maybe more. So we're going to need to create some bookshelves as well. Which is going to require even more paper, and yeah, it's going to run out at some point. I'm going to need to go and get it from somewhere else. Yeah, we're out of sugar canes already. So I'll just demonstrate it by dumping some books in here. So that should let me create a bookshelf. Fine, so there we go, magical wood. And we're loading it with yet more books. A bit random as far as how many you get, it looks like. Fine, that's 4. So let's see how far it gets through a quarry. I'm going to dump the magical wood in there. So as you can say, missing 4, missing a blaze powder, a block of quartz, and an endothermic pump. Fine, what's involved in an endothermic pump? Okay, lots of stuff that the system doesn't know how to make that clearly. Fine. So I did leave off a couple of items on purpose just so that I could show some of this on the screen. Endothermic pump. Code. Yeah, it already knows how to make an eye vendor. Fine, it already did that part. So shift right click to get rid of the recipe and drop it back in. There we go. So it wants more magical wood still. Some blaze powder and a block of quartz. Fine. What happened to that import? Something's going wrong there. It's not able to create it for some reason, and I don't know why, so I'm going to have to debug that off camera. The point of the input bus is just that I was going to create an ender chest, and we may as well create one of those anyway. Ender chest. Okay, there's some wool. Yeah, I don't think my sheep ate all the eats all the grass. Fine. Yeah, sheep. And I really should create a farm for these because I keep needing paper and books, and just letting them grow manually like this is a real waste. We should really automate that. So I may do that next episode. In the meantime, there we go, a couple of ender chests. And what do we want these for? Well, what we want is an import into the system, and we want an import from our quarry that we're going to build. It'll flow into one of them, flow out of the other one. All the stuff like this that we don't need is going to get dumped into a trash can, and then finally it'll hit another chest, which is just a regular chest, doesn't really matter at that point, and into an import bus and into this system. So we're going to need to set that up. So just going to follow this on what I need. And let's see if we can create any more bookshelves. And books for that matter. You're going to run out. So going to run out, aren't you? Ooh, it created them. Fine. May run out when it tries to create the rest of the books I need though. So book. Go here. And craft me 12. How much gold did that take up? Oh, not too much. Okay. Yeah, we're out of sugarcanes again. Okay, that's not really a solvable problem until I get something running for those, so I'm going to go and get some more off camera and be right back. Okay, so I've been and got some more sugarcanes, and it finally built the Ender Quarry. I actually needed a few more materials, nothing too excessive there though. So, what do we do now? Well, the way the Ender Quarries work, if you've used the Buildcraft Quarries, you're kind of aware of the basic principle. But unlike using the landmarks for Buildcraft Quarries to designate which area you want to be mined, with Ender Quarries you need to use fences. They're somewhat magical, so I suppose wood's a decent thing to use here. So, and you're gonna need a lot of fences. Well, it depends how much you want to mine, but don't be surprised by me entering 256 fences, because you have to create an area to quarry, and unfortunately that's going to be quite a large area that I want to at least do to start with. So that's going to take a minute or two. While that's happening, what else do we want? Ah, yes, our import system. The problem I had with the quartz was that the import bus was just that I had neither Certus Quartz Dust nor Certus Quartz, and it went around in a loop trying to create them because I have both recipes in the system. So that's not a great thing to do. So what do we want to do here? Well, as I said before, we're going to have our ender chest, and that's going to be inputting into a normal chest. And on the normal chest we want an input bus, so I'm going to set it to stack mode, pause active. Anything that goes in here into our system, and that should be fast enough to actually support any kind of amount of items coming in. If it's not, you can just attach more of these to try and pull out more at once, so don't worry about it too much. But that's our input chest. Attached to that, we're going to want some item ducts. And if it turns out that this is too slow, the quarry, I doubt it will be, but if it is, we will move it somewhere else so that I can get a lot more of these input buses and item ducts set up to just pull faster and faster and faster. So, ender chest. Oh. And yeah. I wonder if I can use those directly to dye these. Let's have a look. Again, good. White, white, blue. Let's use that for all of our input needs. So you are going to go right here. You'll do. So we need a servo. And one of the spanners or wrenches. I'm not sure what this is called. A crescent hammer. Does not look like a hammer. Unless you're really, really bad using wrenches or spanners. Fine, so that's going to import anything else into our system. There it goes. And off into the system. Fine, we've got our input chest. But what we also need to do is say what we don't want. So this is going to be one too far away, isn't it? Fine. Let's just move it. I need to just set that set the trash can as the first destination this time because we're going to whitelist onto it. So I pick you up? Where's my import bus? Ah, there we go. Cool. So, yeah, can we make it down here? Possibly. We have the available space. Tell you what, just put it downstairs. Or not. Yeah, here we go. A little bit awkward, but this is the kind of place I wanted for wiring anyway. So, input bus. Going from our chest, and then we want the mining ender chest. Let's put it here. And we want our impulse item ducts to, they should do, need 2 more of them. Yeah, so what we're basically going to have to do here is I want to make sure that all the stuff we don't want out of the quarry, we're going to get out of this system. So I want cobble and stone and sand and gravel. That should be enough to start with. Probably add more, isn't this really? There's stuff like marble that you'll see as well. I could add, but quite like marble as a building material, so I may not want to trash the thing. So sand, dirt, stone, which we shouldn't get any of course, but should use it anyway. So that is where all that's going to go. We want this to be an output. Just want to add a server. Ah, put it back. Okay. Everything's outputting. And there we go. So now for manual mining, so it actually takes to do an ender pouch as well. Short blaze powder and leather. Those actually salt. Blaze powder is just glowstone and liquid redstone, so one of that. Well, 2 in there. And leather. Leather we have cows for. Hopefully one of these will give me some leather. Leather leaves. Yep, 3 leather. That'll do. one ender patch, and how on earth do I colour that the correct thing? Yeah, that's nearly impossible. You would hope one of these recipes. No, never mind. I'll figure that out in a minute. Yes, so everything's set up. I just need the other ender chest, which is downstairs. I wonder if it's just swiping at one of these. I'd expect as well. Yeah, there we go. So, yep. Anything I put in here should get imported into our system. So this can really replace this miner's backpack. I'm keeping this mainly for that end stone thing. That should do. We got from redstone, Ender Quarry. We want one more thing. Now, one thing to note while I'm here actually is that this is going to jam solid. When I say jam, when I say jam, I mean the ore processing. It's going to tie up very, very quickly with all kinds of stuff. What tends to happen here is that stuff like iron will come in and copper will come in, and they'll jam the first two. And more iron and more copper will come in, so they'll keep on stacking here and none of the rest will get processed. It takes a while to get through the rest. Usually in a system like that, I would then, first of all, put overclocker upgrades, which we're going to do. But then I would also usually have one of these for each ore type, so that nothing ever gets held up. But we'll probably move this whole system when that happens, because it's kind of above ground here, and it's miles away from well, we don't have much room. You see the edge of the underground area is right there. So I'll move it deep underground. That's fine. You don't need to see it most of the time. So I think we've got everything. We got the power source, we got power conduit, we got the quarry, we need the fences. Let's go and add a spot. Daytime, good. I don't want to spot anywhere near my base, so I've already mined. I don't want to have the reduction in materials. Oh, I forgot something. Can you guess what it is? Well, if I want to spot far away from my base, I need it to be chunk loaded. You need a book, do you? I'll see if I'm short again. Craft one, please. Of course you're short. In lieu of creating an automated farm, I just use the ones that grew to create more. Should do it for short term. I could have just used the ender patch, to be honest, but that's okay. So there we have the book and chunk loader. I'm taking one along because I think that the quarry does actually load the chunks, but because I'm not certain, I'm just going to take one along anyway. It's never a bad idea, really. The Buildcraft Quarry used to get the problem where if you didn't put them in the right place, they'd load the quarry area, but it couldn't load itself because it was outside the quarry area, which is in another chunk. It was annoying. But I should also have grabbed an angel block, but because I didn't, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put our first fence on top. Really. This is the most laborious part of the Ender Quarry. Actually, send these fences out. If you could just supply it with the fences and get it to actually do it itself, that would be much nicer, but of course not. So it doesn't have to be a specific size. I just want to create something that's pretty large. And yeah, slightly annoying. I brought an axe. Yeah, you know, I'm not doing that again. I'm so not doing that again. Alright. I'm just going to create an arbitrary area. I was going to go for a full chunk size, but hey, I don't much care. I just want to see this where this is working. And on the next chunk we'll sort out that oh dear God. As you can see, it's still a quite large area. It's not quite as large as some of the as the Buildcraft Quarry does by default. That's okay. The only problem here is it may object because of all the side fences. Hoping it doesn't. Right, now replace your cornerstone with your quarry. Vents find splits. Okay, so I am going to have to take care of these. Do I have any way of producing an axe? I would. Fine, I'll be right back. Okay, I've been and sorted that out, so cleaned up the fence. It should be just one line all the way around now. As you can see on the map as well as ahead of us, it's a big squarish kind of thing. And it's going to mine everything below it. Now, let's connect this up. So, I wonder whether it'll work just connected straight to our ender chest. That'd be nice if it did. Give that a try. And we definitely need a power source, so let's connect you up. Output to the top. Enderstone. The annoying in flight form. So it's near maximum. Right click, establish boundary, and it's mining. And it's also outputting into our chest, which is just what we want. There we go. Ore's already coming through. And our system is pretty much keeping up for the moment. Let's see. Let's get rid of this stuff. Okay, that's depleting. It's set to kind of 3000 RF. That's nice. Block scanned. There we go. So what it's actually doing is, chunk by chunk, it's going straight down from the top of the top wherever this boundary is, straight down. Unlike the Buildcraft Quarry, which goes laterally, it goes horizontally out here, layer by layer, going down and down and down to the depths of the world. That means well, basically it takes up more energy to do this, but it also means that you get diamonds and gold and other things from the bottom of the world sooner, because you're going to get them from the bottom of this first chunk. That's great. So it's 0.2% complete now. Fine. And it's getting lots of ore. That is great. Now, at the moment that we're using a resin energy cell, that's fine. Probably for this run, it'll be okay. Let me just put down a chunk loader just in case. Probably will be fine, but hey, it doesn't hurt anything. And then we can go and look back at our base. Leave it out here just to do its work. Now what we could also do is, if that resin energy cell isn't enough, we can just transport the power by an item called a block called a tesseract. May not need it in this case, but that's something we could expand on if we wanted in the future. So let's see how our base is doing. Okay, so we started to get some iron ore now. Tin. Let's see what that's like as it actually starts to move down. And here we have all of our items we don't want hitting our trash can, which is exactly the way everything's supposed to work. So right now I should be able to just look at the input. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Instead of ruining the world, we now have an Ender Quarry, which replaces any ore it mines with dirt. We have an input chest and processing system that can deal with manual imports using an ender pouch. And that's pretty much it for this episode. We've got good ore processing already built up. We've got an automatic quarry. Next episode, I'm probably going to need to expand that ore processing center, because we're going to want more of those quarries working, either one over time being moved, or multiple at once, maybe. Maybe even something to do with quarrying with turtles. Not sure yet, but we definitely want an awful lot. By awful lot, I don't mean 300. I mean, 10,000 plus of each metal would be a good start. And that sounds a lot. It's really not once we start to expand further into these IC2 machines. Not only these, but then the higher power tiers of this thing down here, the MFE and the MFSU. Let's just recharge that. We're going to need those, and then we can use those to power all kinds of other crazy goodness. So that's probably going to be the next episode, I think. Maybe not all of that, of course. We'll start by just seeing what we get out of our quarry, see how good this existing system keeps up, and then we'll probably start thinking about things like overclockers and showing you how to do all that goodness. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.